Hello everyone and welcome to Mugello for round 2 of the 2018.2 South African simGT series. I'm extremely excited about this race, and I'm enjoying together in the commentary booth with Cat James. Great to have him back in the commentary booth.
It's always good to be here.
There's the man. And yeah, big race night here at SimRace South Africa. A lot of effort done to get where we are this evening, to get the 22 drivers together for Division 1. And of course we've got the Division 2 and 3 race on Wednesday evening. Looking forward to that too as well. But as we watch, Christopher Langvaart does a 47.896, a very quick time in the Red Line Racing Mercedes-Benz. And Kat, as we see Rousseau, he just does one better than the 47 dead. He goes into provisional pole for Squadron Ghostworks.
Yeah, Rousseau's going to be the guy to watch. Traditionally, he's been doing really well in Mugello races, and he definitely knows his way around the track, and he tends to make very, very good car choices, and he tends to squeeze the most out of those cars as well. So your money would be safe putting it on someone like Gabriel for the evening.
Absolutely. Of course, him driving a McLaren is looking very quick on one lap pace, but we're going to have to see how he gets on over 90 minutes. And McLaren with a slight disadvantage on straight line performance, especially towards the end of the very long stretch at Mugello. And perhaps we're going to see the Mercedes-Benz come strong there, and the Audis of Absmeyer, Crawford, and the likes of the rest of the RPM sim racing team. But let's see how we get on here. So Mark Hembry has popped up into second position with a stunning lap in the 47s, but 8 tenths away from Rousseau. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, Mabida in 5th position. Of course, big news this evening. Bongi Mabida has joined RPM sim racing team, and wish him all the best in his new venture with the team. And of course, that last video just announcing that and confirming the rumors over the weekend. Seeing on the RPM sim racing Facebook page all sorts of pictures and clues as to what's going to happen. But great to see Bongi in a top team. So we've got 9 minutes remaining. Bashir Judd Watt now up into second. Chris Heineck up into third. So Ghostworks top 3 for them at the moment. But Rousseau with a half a second advantage. So let's see what happens for the rest of the session. And a big shout out to our YouTube live viewers. Welcome everybody. And yes, 47 extremely fast, and would you believe I saw a late 46 in the final practice. So the driver's really on top of it this evening. Mabida just about, oh, it's a 10th down on his best delta. Looking for everything now for the left-hander. Slight improvement. See, there's your Oliphant now up to second for secured RP makeup with the 47.2, so just 2 tenths off Rousseau. They're getting closer, but will Rousseau improve even further? He could do so. See, Absmeyer now into 4th position. He's not going to improve this lap either. Let's ride on board Chris Langerfeld. Through Casanova we go, one of my favorite corners. Important to get a good entry to the good exit. And on the way. It's very quick right-hander. We see a lot of loading on the front left tyres. And another quick left-hander once again. Let the car run wide, not too wide. Langerfeld very good through there. Almost 2 tenths up on his delta. Difficult downhill braking section there as well, but Langerfeld nails it, and still improving. Oh, big slide there for Langerfeld. Lost all his good work and abandons the lap, unfortunately. So Langerfeld a bit too eager on the power there, Cat. That's what can happen.
I'm so sorry. I had myself muted.
Oh wow. What does that feel like? I may have done it once or twice in my live streaming career. say it's like 10-15 minutes from the last stream. Yeah.
Things have been going absolutely bonkers, and you're having the time of your life, and no one knows it.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm board with Heineken now, 5th position in quali. Looking for a 10th now. Can he get the power down early? Oh, he's up a 10th still, and I think he's going to maintain that to the line. What will that do for him? He could be changing Asmai for 4th, but I think he's just going to come short. Let's see what happens now. No, he stays 5th. Slight improvement, but not enough to eclipse Absmeyer. Judd Watt now up into provisional pole. He puts one over teammate Gabriel So, and by 3/10 as well. So very quick lap time by the defending champion from 2018.1. So Squadron Ghostworks looking very strong here, 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, with your out laps and your qualification laps taking at least a minimum of about 4 minutes, you only realistically have like 3 shots at posting a decent time for qualification. And this is not the time where you want to find yourself wanting.
And Rousseau is about to go provisional pole. Yes, he does. Wow.
Whoa, my
that's
word.
so tight. Wow, what is that? That's 3/100ths of a second, not even. So
That's crazy.
of course, we had that fantastic battle between the 2 teammates at Donington, which ultimately gave Judd Watt the win. And it was an intense battle between the teammates. No team orders at Ghostworks. I keep on being reminded, so let's keep a lookout for a good battle there. But definitely, it's between the 2 Squadron Ghostworks McLarens at the front. And then we've got the secured RP Makeup McLaren in 3rd position. Then the first of the Audis, the secured RP Makeup in 4th position. But certainly Squadron Ghostworks has got the advantage for the moment. And just over 3 minutes remaining now. Anything can happen. The track warming up nicely. The grip levels are up. Who can nail that 1 lap to get into the front?
I'm not gonna lie, that is one incredibly strong team of Bashir and Gabriel.
Happy Meg. Yeah, absolutely. So Mark Hembry now pops up into 5th for Phantom Ghostworks. His teammate Chris Heineke in 6th position. So those cars also very close together. It's a sign of a team that does a lot of preparation together, obviously, to get their times within 100. What 1/100th of a second? Unbelievable. Chris Langefeld now, he goes quicker, but not enough to improve. Still in the 7th position. He's the red line Mercedes-Benz driver. We've got Björn Lamprecht in 8th position. Rebel Ghostworks, Bongam Mbida on debut for RPM in 9th position. And then Wesley Ferrand completes the top 10 for the moment for Arcor Racing in the Ferrari. And Trousseau looking to improve again now. He's up on his delta. What is Judd Watt? Judd Watt's up 3/10 of a second. Wow, this could really nail his pole position start now. Let's see what he can do. Oh, a bit of a wiggle out of that corner. Not too bad. Through Corinthia, turn 12. Very tricky corner. Important to get a good exit. And then through the Biondetti corners, turn 13. Oh, clips the curb there and does all his good work. That's frustrating. Just how much pressure the driver's under to perform. And just one error. Got the McLaren airborne and that was it. 3/10's gone.
Yeah, that is very indicative of someone chasing an error. the moment you realize you made that area and you try and make up that lost ground in the next corner, that's when you tend to lose the entire thing. Sometimes, you know, even when you're losing time down a short straight, consolidate that little bit of a lead you've got on your delta just by doing the same thing over and over and over again, you know, in that final sector. Just do what you know, consolidate what you've got.
So it's going to slightly improve here by 4/100ths just to cement that pole position. 46.691, ladies and gentlemen. That is unbelievably quick.
That is frighteningly fast.
And Leslie Oliphant now is going to cross line. He's not going to improve. Leslie Osmar is not having any more of this session. And who else is still on a lap? Let's just go through. Bongi Mabida up a 10th of a second. What's that going to do for him? It could give him 8th position. Possibly 7th if he keeps us up. Good draw. Not too, yeah, not, he's not going to, oh, he will improve. It's not as much as he was going to before that final corner. Babida will start from 8th position.
Well done, young man.
Wow. So Rousseau from pole position, Jadwat second, Leslie Oliphant in 3rd position.
Considering what kind of lap time Bashir Jadwat was capable of in that qualification lap, it's going to be interesting to see the back and forth between Gabriel and Bashir as the race starts.
Yeah, and what does that mean for the other competitors? Will they slow each other down, or are they going to work together? That's the question. And we're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back after these messages. Hello and welcome back to Mugello. We've started the formation lap to get this race underway, Kat. And Kat, I'll check if you got your car off the grid.
I most certainly have.
Fantastic. I'll check if mine's off as well. Yes, we've got two Mercedes-Benz in the pit lane. But Gabriel So leads the ways for Squadra Ghostworks, leads his teammate Bashir Jadwat as well. And then we've got the first of the secured RP make-cap entries of Leslie Oliphant from third position. And Jason Abismar will start from fourth in the first of the Audis. And then we got the Phantom Ghostworks entry of Mark Hembury and his teammate Chris Heineke. So good to see the teammates close together. And we've got Christopher Langeveld in the first of the Mercedes-Benzes for Redline Racing. And Bongi Mabida, of course, on debut for RPM. He will start from 8th position. Rian Lamprecht from 9th. And Wesley Front completes the top 10 for Arco Racing in is it the Lone Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. And it's a good qualifying from him. From 10th position he will start. And we're just going to follow Gabriel So weaves to warm up his tyres, get things underway. It's very interesting to see how the McLaren deals with the race distance and how it manages his tyres and what kind of pit strategies the teams have come up with for this evening.
Yeah, they are so similar in pace up front. They're even doing their tyre warm-up synchronized.
Yeah, absolutely. Good catch. Now Rousseau now approaching the speed up point to get this race underway. And all the cars very close together, of course, eager to get things underway. So can I speed up? Slight mistake there, a bit of grassy catches there with the rear tyre, but off he goes. Good start that way. And he's got the jump on teammate Jadwat. Oliphant currently in third position. Here comes Abisma in the Audi. He's got a slight straight line advantage, does that Audi. Let's see if he can catch up to teammate Oliphant now. And we've got Christopher Langeveld making a move in Mercedes-Benz. He breezes past Heineke, no problem whatsoever. Heineke trying to come back at him. Heineke Langeveld very late on the brakes. No contact for anyone so far. And Wesley Front's fallen back to 11th position. He's fallen prey to Gerrit Crawford. And Werner Henop there. He is under attack from Quay Claessens in the Synergy Spartan BMW. So good opening lap so far. And here comes Sparks, Leandre. The Sparks Racing McLaren. Can't find a way past Claessens just yet. Oh, they make contact.
Oh dear.
Oh
dear.
Sparks and Claessens are off, unfortunately. Into the wall they go. They'll get going again, but that hasn't gone to plan, unfortunately. But back with our races, Gabriel So now leading the way. He's not getting away from teammate Jadwat just yet. And Abisma in 4th position. But who is looking dangerous for me here at the moment is Christopher Langeveld. He seems to be catching up to the cars in front of him pretty easily.
But see, opening laps is where you want to capitalize with a car that's got the straight line grunt, because you can still keep within spitting distance of the car in front and you can make that slipstream count. The longer this race goes on, the more difficult it's going to be for him to actually get past the front runners. Obviously the trick comes in where you need to keep the cars that are faster in the corners, like the McLarens, behind you in the later stage of the race.
On board now with Langeveld here down the main straight. It's got the toe on Hembury. Can he get to him before turn 1 comes up? Hembury goes defensive. Here comes Langeveld around the outside. He's going to do the same thing as he did to Heineke. Can Hembury fight back under braking? No, Langeveld's going under brakes. Wow, look at that. Pretty easily. And Langeveld now up to 5th position and right with Abisma straight away. So, man on the move here. Mabida now challenging Heineke too. The Porsche also very quick in the straight line.
Langeveld bringing back memories of the Nissan, being able to overtake cars in the straight line and then having difficulty keeping them behind you in the corners.
Absolutely. So we've got Wesley Ferrant now. He's fallen right back to 17th position. Things not going well here for Arco Racing. Gerrit Crawford now right with Wesley Delport. cars very close together. And let's have a look at Bongi Mabida, who I think might have the legs on Heineke down the straight. Gets good drive out of that corner. Wow. 3 beyond dead we go. Mabida's lining up Heineke for a pass, I think. Just watch him.
It's going to be interesting. Very good drive right from here. Oh, and it's a good drive. It's a good drive. Can he make it count?
Here he comes. He's the best.
Oh, and he made it thick.
Is he? No. Mabida got a better drive that way though. Can he get back to Heineke? He's got the line for the left-hander. Oh, great driving. Fantastic fight, Cat. And these two, of course, allowed Rian Lamprecht to catch up to them, and Lamprecht sport carrier Crawford as well. So this is a four-way battle now for 6th position. So,
yeah, to basically stay next to each other for 3 corners in a row was quite an effort.
Absolutely. Speaking volumes for the quality of driving here in the South African simGT series. Let's look at the Lamprecht-Crawford battle. That's warming up nicely for us. A slight mistake there by Lamprecht. Here comes Crawford, inside line. No, the McLaren a bit better error-wise on entry.
Little bit ambitious. See if you can't make a move down the straight.
Too far back, but Bongi Mabida is having another run at Heineke. Second attempt now. Heineke flashing. Whoa! Well, that's aggressive by Heineke. Wow. Didn't want to give Mabida an inch there. Mabida's going to fly past. Yuck. Is he? No,
oh, he's still on the inside.
Oh, and behind us we've got these two coming together, Lamprecht and Crawford. So this is the hot spot where the action's happening at the moment. Rousseau's disappearing at the front. They're almost a second ahead of Judd Watts. So Mabida is going to have to try again. But that was very aggressive by Chris Heineke, I thought. But all ended well.
Aren't they allowed to change their line once?
Yes, within reason, yeah. But I thought Mabida was sort of next to him already, and oh, maybe it's from the wrong camera angle. But I thought he moved across him there a bit. But anyway, these guys are racing. This is what it's all about.
It was rather aggressive. I'm literally just pulling your leg.
Wouldn't expect anything else, Cat. So, oh, Peter Holden-Jones has fallen right back. What? Oh, is that a spin? I think he's hit the wall as well. So, this red line, second, Mercedes-Benz now down to 20th, unfortunately. Ferrand right back, 46 seconds behind Holden-Jones.
Yeah, that is really not something you want to do this early in the race, because this track is so technical. You really do need a car that is in tip-top shape to stand any chance of featuring in the top 10.
Oh, there's contact here. Oh, and Mabida just caught him, unfortunately. What's going to spin?
Oh,
so
can be race ending.
Mabida and Crawford coming together, unfortunately, not going to plan for RPM. So they'll fall right back, unfortunately. And that gap.
Yeah, that Porsche is destroyed.
Yeah, that gap just closing for Mabida, unfortunately. Not sure if the move was really on, to be honest, Cat. He just sort of stuck his nose in there.
Yeah.
So Mabida will pit now and get his mandatory pit stop out of the way. Perhaps pit now for tyres and try to get to the end, but he's missed his pit box, so that's cost him a couple of seconds as well. So not ideal. Let's go back to Langerfeld, currently in 5th position. He's got Hembry behind him. Crawford and Lisha together now. Lisha slips past, recovering Crawford. I think he's got quite a bit of damage as here at Crawford. Let's see how he gets on. DeWitt and Laurie are right together. DeWitt having a good run here. He started from the back of the field up to 14th position. He's moved ahead of Lario. Just another Porsche in the mix. Duggan and Sparks together. Of course, Leandro coming together with Quaid on that opening lap. Quaid's got ahead of him. As you can see the synergy spotting BMW ahead of us. And Duggan trying to fend from Sparks. Sparks trying to go around the outside. That's brave. Duggan just using the extra bit of grunt there from this to get away from Sparks. And I think he'll just increase that gap now. Before McLaren comes into its own through turn 1. So this is Lamprecht leading Heineke after Heineke's incident with Mabida.
I remember our race ending, it could have been back when we were driving 25% damage enabled on these cars. It could easily cost you half a second to 3/4 of a second a lap. That got amplified the moment that the damage got up to 75%. These hard knocks that these cars are taking this early in the race is definitely race ending. It takes a serious effort just to try and finish in the top 10 from here on in.
Ruan Smith leading Wesley Dapple. These two actually didn't qualify through last chance qualifier, but because Reinhard Gerber and Matthew Boy couldn't make this race this evening, that's how Ruan Smith and Wesley Dapple got into this race. So great to see them taking full advantage of that opportunity and running in 12th and 13th respectively. So very good job by those two drivers. Ryan Smith driving for Against All Odds Racing and Wesley Dapple for Redline Racing.
Gabriel Rousseau opening up a neat little gap out in front.
Yeah, Squadra Ghost works well in control of this race once again, as they were at Donington. And those two teammates fighting very hard for the victory, but it did go the way of Jadwat. And of course, if Rousseau does win this race, he will go level on points with Bashir Jadwat as well. So that rivalry could really get intense as we go on through the season.
Gabriel looking super smooth, using every inch of the track.
Let's do a lap with our race leader Gabriel Rousseau. As they almost make some mistake as I say that. Maybe I should just pan away from Gabriel. Anyway, oh, another mistake almost. So Rousseau really pushing the limits of the track. Well, anyway, down the main straight we go to across the start-finishing line to start lap 9 of 50. And
Gabriel, you absolutely have to switch the stream off while driving. You can't hear your name and then make mistakes.
Absolutely, yeah. Into turn we go. Tricky corner. It's sort of on camber. And then go slightly, yeah, it's on camber, yeah. Let the car run wide. He's got this tight left-hander. Important to get a good exit out of this corner. This is where you set yourself up for it. Get back on the power. Let the car run wide. Stay out of the sand if you can help it. And then on the run to San Lorenzo corner. And a short straight down to Casanova. And,
important corner to get right, this one. Slight lift off and then flat down here again.
this is Arabetta 1 and Arabetta 2. Very bumpy corner that. A lot of aero being used. And then the braking for Scarperia. And then Pelagio, turn 11. So that's a McLaren starting to move around already on its tyres. Let's see how their car gets on. I did mention this in qualifying. I'm interested to see these two McLarens up front, how they get on through the race distance. But the two beyond Detti corners absolutely flat out. Very bumpy on the second apex. Keep off the curb there. And then on the run to Bucine, corner turn 14. I see drivers taking different lines through here. And Rousseau opting to hug the apex, let the car run while I get back on the power as soon as possible, get a good drive on the main straight. And opens up that gap to teammate Bescheid Edward in second place to 1.8 seconds. Let's go look at the Lamprecht Heineke battle. And Heineke's move past Lamprecht. Pretty easy job there. Fano Hinnop doing a solid job there in 9th position in the Typhoon Racing McLaren. Great job in LCQ to come 3rd, I think it was.
I'd love to know if Bongi filled up for the end of the race, maybe put some hard tyres on. Because in 21st position, 20 odd seconds behind 20th, and would be interesting to see where he is after the first round of pit stops.
Absolutely, there'll be one to definitely take note of. But I would imagine that is what their strategy is. Let's see what it can produce. We've got Smith and Dalport still together. Not sure what's happened to Smith and Dalport. They've fallen right back to 17th and 18th. But they're still together. Perhaps they come together. It would make sense for them to be both together, falling back to 17th and 18th. And they're rejoined behind Raymond Duggan. And the alone Nissan GTR.
Shame.
But great to see the Black Widow entry in Division 1. I think that's the first time we've seen that this season. So then team improving.
Mark Henneberry looking like he might launch an attack on Christopher Langeveld soon.
So these two running together, 6/10 separating them. Different lines into that corner. Langeveld getting a much better drive out of that corner that way. And opens up the gap to 8 tenths now. We'll scamper down the main straight away from the McLaren. Big V8 Nitro aspirator pulling away from the 3.8 V6 turbo.
See, that's where the McLaren's always going to struggle a bit. It's going to stay there and thereabouts in the corners, and it's just going to find it extremely difficult to capitalize on anything when you hit the main straight. It's almost a done deal. If you hit the main straight with a Mercedes in front of you, you're going to reach the first corner with a Mercedes in front of you.
Yeah. Rousseau's lead's coming down somewhat now from 1.8 to 1.2. Oh, we've got someone off there. Who is that? It's Absmai. Absmai off on lap 12. And trying to rejoin safely is Absmai. Oh, he does well not to make contact with Hanika. So it's not going to plan there for Absmai. He's just trying to keep it on the black stuff. And rejoins ahead of Lamprecht, but is he slowing Absmai? No, he gets up to speed now. Right, the outside goes Lamprecht. Wow, that's brave. Don't close the gap.
No.
Can't close the gap. The car's not passed yet. Judd Watner with the fastest lap at the 47.751. Absmai. Oh, aggressive there. End up not finding a way past. But Absmai somewhat wounded here, it looks like. Is he going to come into the pits now and do some repair work? No, he stays out.
I think that was more warm tires than anything else. I don't think he made serious contact with any barriers. I mean, the strain put on those outside tires in those section of corners where he went off, it was tremendous. And then once you hit the grass and the gravel and you get back on the track, the car's not quite the same for at least the sector.
That's a good point. Just the way he sort of got up to speed through the corners, very slow on entry and exit. Perhaps trying for those tires to cool down.
Exactly. Yeah. And your normal inclination when you make a mistake like that is to try and get on the gas as quickly as possible and try and rectify it. But you usually find yourself either spinning or losing more time because the car's tires aren't quite there yet. Not quite compliant.
So Lario now leading Claessen's. Claessen's recovering well now, back up to 13th position. And Claessen's now goes after Lario. And Helnes disconnects, I think, from the serve, unfortunately, from 20th position. So we won Redline Racing. Mercedes-Benz down, unfortunately. No, he's back. He's back. He's Peter Helnes. Probably just ping issues there. A slight dip. Ping, but no, he's still going. Rousseau, Jadwat stay in control of this race. They're 1.4 seconds apart and a good almost 12 seconds ahead of Oliphant. So these two are controlling things nicely, not getting in each other's way. But expect these two to fight hard towards the end, I think.
Jason Absma looks like he wants to mount an attack there on Rian Lamprecht. Giving his nerves a little bit of time to settle and get the tires back up to speed.
Here comes up his mind now. Has he got a bit of straight? It's gone board with him. He closes it down that gap to Lamprecht. It's not quite enough now for this attempt anyway. The Audi definitely has the legs on the McLaren there. Oh, a little opposite lock there from Osmar. Great car control.
Got a bit squirrely there.
Yeah.
This is where the McLaren's so good. These twisties.
Yeah, the high aero-dependent corners. They just scamp away.
Oh dear.
Mistake here. Oh, can he? Oh, he keeps it pointing in the right direction.
Oh, well done.
Absma not running out of talent there, that's for sure. These two looking pretty equal in pace for the moment. Of course, there was an error by Absma. Probably would be closer if he didn't do that. Crawford and Laria close together now. In comes Crawford. Interesting. First of our scheduled stops, I would imagine. Looks like a two-stopper there for Crawford. Let's see how he gets on with that.
It could be that he went out with softs. And he might be putting on medium silver in the race.
Absolutely. Yes,
I can't really tell.
If you keep pressing F9, you eventually get like a whole list on the left hand of your screen with the tires or what everyone's using.
Really?
Yeah, just hit it there 3 or 4 times and see what comes up.
Ooh. Unfortunately, it tells me position 1 and then 14 through to 23.
Okay, all right.
And he's just about in a position where I can't tell.
Oh, of course. We had to try that.
He's now in position 19, which hasn't quite updated yet on my screen.
So now Absma
Holden-Jones in 19 on mine.
Okay. Absma now right with Lamprecht again. Lining up for a run down the main straight. Let's see how the Audi gets on with the McLaren. Who gets a drive now? It's Absma, I think.
This could be interesting.
Audi is going to breeze past. Look at that. And Lamprecht trying to come back though. Aggressive on the crossover. No braking we go, but Absma's got him covered pretty easily. So Absma up into 7th position. And he's got Chris Heineke and the Phantom Ghostworks McLaren 7 seconds ahead of him. Let's see if he can get away from Lamprecht. Lamprecht wanting to fight back if he can.
This will be interesting because at least for the next few laps, you're going to have the McLaren sitting on the rearview mirror of Absma. And that mirror pressure is not an easy thing to deal with. Unless, of course, the speed difference between the two cars are of such a nature that Arisma is just going to keep on pulling the lead now.
I think the McLarens are perhaps starting to battle with their tyres. You can see Arisma just gets away from Lamprecht through those corners, and that's where the McLaren is normally a bit stronger, especially through corners like those.
Yeah, I see Crawford's on medium tyres now.
Perhaps fuel up and going to the end.
That pit stop was way too short for damage repairs. So I'm thinking he may have gone out with softs and went on to mediums with a almost full tank of fuel.
Get back to Crawford, Ferrante Calvin as they get together now. Of course, we just spoke about Crawford in his pit stop. And he's got a recovering Wesley Ferrante behind him as well. So these three are fighting over 18th position. Oh, we've got a mistake here from Ferrante. He goes off. So he's lost out big time. It's the Audi get on with the Mercedes-Benz. Nope, it's not happening. Unless it's disappearing. Nope. And these two catching up to Wesley Delport in the Red Line Racing McLaren.
That gap between first and second staying quite constant at what 1.6, 1.8 seconds. Yet the gap between second and third keeps on increasing. A few laps ago it was basically 10 seconds. Now it's almost 20. So Gabriel and Bashir both flying. It's almost as if that gap between Bashir and Gabriel is literally just a safety cushion for Bashir, where he's basically out of the dirty air from behind Gabriel. Basically sitting behind them, being patient until maybe 5, 6, 7 laps to go. Maybe try and orchestrate an undercut with a pit stop.
Maybe those two front runners driving basically identical lap times as well. So interesting to see who comes in first and what happens afterwards. But Holness now has dropped back from Crawford, and we've got Smith has put a move on DeWitt. What's even DeWitt's I think gone off. So he rejoins ahead of Raymond Duggan. Crawford's got Delport, easiest part. Up to 17th goes Crawford. Of course, this is the problem doing a pit stop early, is that you fall back into traffic while your competitors get away at the front. Suddenly Rousseau's opened up that lead to 2.2 seconds, so perhaps Jadwat made an error. And Jonathan Bentz, part of Ghostworks, saying the tyres are really struggling with McLarens, they're overheating like crazy. So how is that going to affect the race later on? That's the question. It looks like the Squadra Ghostworks will go to the halfway mark and do a one-stopper. Got 5 laps remaining to get to that point. Duggan under pressure on Crawford. Crawford's going to run on him. Duggan's going to push him out wide. Oh, Crawford very brave over those bumps. Loses a good 0.6 of a second to Duggan. Duggan's run wide here now. He's off. Oh, an area there for Eamon Duggan. He will rejoin just behind Peter Calvinus.
I think Ferrand might take him as well. Just a little bit of inexperience showing.
It's the Ferrari slipstreaming the Nissan. Front not able to make the move on Duggan for now. The Podium has got the drive. Oh, nicely done by Ferrand. Going to sweep around the outside, is he? Yes, he is. Very comfortable to do that. So the Outcore Racing Ferrari goes up to 19th position.
I take my hat off to anyone that can drive that Ferrari like that. Not an easy car to drive.
It sort of demands a certain driving style.
Yeah, mine being let foot all the way down. No, it's not my kind of car to drive.
Just like this one here at the Porsche.
No, not even.
Oh, grab it up the inside. It's forcing the issue with David.
Oh my word!
Here comes Darport now, trying to get a piece of the action. But David's going to go defensive. He's got the inside line, thankfully. Crawford's going to try and run the outside. Oh, they'll be brave. He's trying to make it work. David's pushed it wide. Oh, he's had a spin. So around goes Crawford.
That was extremely ambitious for a few corners in a row there.
That was a bit ambitious, yeah. Slide hip and shoulder there by David. And Crawford's unfortunately paid the price. Comes Lishan now. Oh, we've got another Ferrari, of course. It's Devon Lishan, the shake and bake Ferrari. Loving their team name. And he's dueling it out with Lario, and he's got Quay Claessens behind him as well. A great fight this is. We've got Audi leading Ferrari and BMW. Border, oops, sorry, that was a mistake. Claessens. On board now with the simGT Spartan BMW. Slight mistake there by Lario. I think, no, it's his line. I think he can much better drive that way. Pulls away from the Ferrari. And Claessens battling to keep up at the stage. Let's see what he can do now through this tight, long winding left-hander. Through Purcine corner. Not quite able to keep in contact with Lisha for the moment. David's fallen right back. Wow, what's happened to David? Oh, is that a spin? I think. So down to 20th. Let's the race leaders put a lap on him as well. But that need like Porsche struggling now.
Oh my word,
yeah,
there he goes again.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about earlier.
That's cooked tires.
Yeah, overheated tires. Oh, and Ferrand's heading off as well.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of driver to drive that car. I'm not one of them, and I don't envy anyone else doing it.
Such as Devon Lisha here, currently 11th position, not doing too badly.
He's definitely not on a leisurely drive. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It'll get better here.
It'll get better.
Okay, we got a couple people in the pit lane here. Gelnes in, David and Ferrand. Don't blame David and Ferrand. What's Gelnes doing? He's so to come in a bit earlier, try and get the undercut on his competitors, I think is what's going on here. And he will rejoin behind There's a lap down to the Phantom Ghostworks McLaren there. Let's see what it can do from 19th position.
Just as a side note, this is probably where we would want to keep an eye on Bongi's position, because him on the hard tires, as the fuel is running out on that car, and not having to stop again, how competitive is he going to be in the midfield? So we suspect that after the first round of proper pit stops, he might be anywhere between 13th and 16th position. And then trying to make those hard tires work till the end is not going to be a problem. But how will the car react with a lot less fuel in it?
Absolutely, all to be revealed. Judd Watts now close the gap to Rousseau. Gap just 1.1 seconds now. We're reaching the halfway point now. There's got another pit stop start happening now. Judd will take you another 10th out of race leader get Rousseau, but Rousseau's in traffic. That's probably got something to do with it. Duggan will be getting blue flags now. So Duggan needs to move aside now for our race leaders. Oh, and only he catches out Rousseau there. So Duggan just needs to get off the power now. Yeah. So while coming, it's caught Judd Watt at an awkward spot as well.
That couldn't have happened at a better spot for Gabriel. Just getting that half a second on Judd Watt again.
Duggan doing very well to rejoin the circuit after that excursion. Are we going to see the Squadra Ghostworks McLarens do a pit stop now, or they're going to run a bit longer? They might as well. They've got 22 seconds on Oliphant. What does Judd Watt do? Stays out as well. Oliphant a bit lonely here in 3rd position. Absolutely, was a difficult spot for Duggan to move aside for the 2 front runners, but doing very well in the end. Langford putting a lap on Bongi Mabida now. Flashing his lights. Mabida moves aside now. Slit. Lish and Klaassen still together. I think Klaassen's got around. Oh, they got into the pits. Oh, he's trying to force Klaassen's into the pits. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication there. But Klaassen's flies past. Look at that power the BMW showing there.
Leisha just asked a question. Is your fuel light not on yet?
I'm bored now with the Ferrari, the 488. The BMW just getting a bit better driving in that corner. The understeer there for corner exit there for Leisha.
What must be said though, it's a good recovery drive from Klaassen's here, considering that he found himself at the back of the pack early on.
Oh, we've got the 2 Squadron Ghostworks in the pit lane. And Judd Watt stopped.
Oh, at the same time.
At the same time. So
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Who gets it done? Look at Judd Watt now. He's momentarily in the lead because he stopped ahead of Rousseau. Oliphant also in 9th. Come on, guys. Make it interesting.
Langerveld might inherit the lead.
Oh, it's so tight. Look, they're together. He's going to get on the pass. Off we go. And this is the battle for the lead we want to see. But is Rousseau still ahead of Judd Watt? But Judd Watt's done a slightly better job. And,
that is close. Oh, my word.
So, whoa, we got a challenger from Judd Watt. Got the drive on Rousseau. Oh, Rousseau's trying to come back at him. They're going to come together.
No.
Oh, my word. And Rousseau is in the wall. So that isn't going to plan there for Squadron Ghostworks. And where's Oliphant now? He's done a pit stop. So Rousseau trying to recover now. He's going to rejoin safely as Rousseau. But that is not going to plan there for Squadron Ghostworks, it must be said. And wow, catch my breath here. And suddenly Langerveld's in the front, but I think he still needs to do a stop. Does he? Yeah, surely. And we've got Laurie and Nish in the pits as well. But Rousseau, we have a damaged car now. And let's see if he's going to pit for damage repairs.
It was such a tricky corner to be side by side in.
Yeah, we accused the Squadron Ghostworks drivers of team orders at Donington, but we'll quickly put right. And unfortunately, in that situation, it's perhaps a bit wise to be a bit more careful alongside your teammates. And yeah, as you say, he had a tricky corner to get around there. But anyway, that's what's happened. And Judd Watt leading the way now.
Look, obviously you can go too wide through that corner, but one of the cars is going to have to give a little bit of a quarter once you get in there. And with a Judd Watt on the outside, he would have had the better drive in the third corner of that sector, seeing as he was on the outside and then would have approached that corner on the inside. If they could have kept together, who knows what could have happened down the straight. But unfortunately, we never even got that far. Gabriel back in third now.
Yeah, and Abismar is in second, but I think he still needs to stop if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he must.
Yeah, absolutely.
That bit of an argy-bargy basically cost Gabriel about 15 seconds, 16 seconds. And they had about 20 to 25 seconds on the guys in third and fourth. So Jason definitely still needs to stop.
Yeah. So we've got Duggan and Sparks together while Ruan Smith does his pit stop in the Against All Odds Racing Audi. These two are still running together. Claessens and Hinnop also together now. This is for 9th position. I think Claessens still needs to do a pit stop. I think Hinnop has done his, if I'm not mistaken. And one day we'll get a pit counter going next to the names. Hinop's got a run here on Claessens. Let's go on board the fan Hinop. But the BMW seems to have the legs on the McLaren. Look at that. Through Casanova going lap 28 of 50, and Hinop closes there in Claessens, but Claessens better on corner exit through Arabetta 1 now. Heavy loading on the front left tyre. And again Arabetta 2 as well, bumpy. These two pretty evenly matched through there now, and braking we go. And Ambusby now pits from second position. Russo's gone to second, of course. Hinop right now staring at the rear of that BMW. Oh, nice dive up the inside. Goes Hinop, and Claessen's trying to fight back now, looking for the inside line. Claessen's got the drive, I think. No, Hinop's got it, but Claessen's not be in the slipstream. And we've got Laria right behind as well. So,
and let's be honest here, the only car that would have been able to do that is that McLaren.
But Claessen's coming back at Hinop now. He's past him on the outside. Look at that. Hinop now in the braking we go. But Claessen's a bit better at the brakes now. And a great fight between these two drivers. Now 3 drivers. There's Lario and the kids at RPM. Audi joins the fray for 9th position. Board now with Lario. Great fight here. Well, 3 manufacturers. Judd, what does the 47.660? Fastest lap of the race so far.
Not quite.
Oh, Claessen's made an error hit. Off he goes.
Oh, I think he tried to cover the inside a little bit too much. Focused a little bit too much on that, and then missed his brake marker.
Yeah, and we've got a massive fight here for 4th position. Henneberry and Langerfeldt. This is Phantom Ghostworks versus Redline Racing. And Langerfeldt's trying to force the issue here for 4th position. Laria's got Hinop though. Well, we missed that unfortunately off camera. And Dewesi Dalport now pits from 14th position. Let's go back to the Langeveld's Hembry battle. Let's get down to 0.3 of a second. Langeveld's got a run on him though. On the outside, no, Hembry covers his line. Langeveld gonna get the slingshot now. After this right-hander, I think, gets the drive. He's gonna run alongside Hembry now. No, he's not. Upside of it. Through San Lorenzo now. A slow car on the right side. Who is that? I think that's no, it's Holden-Jones. Being a bit too generous on letting everybody past. Unfortunately, he's caught himself out. Duggan into the pits now from 15th. And Gerd Mabida up to 15th now. But
this is probably where things will start evening out now. Now it's just a matter of seeing how much of that 25 seconds between himself and Leandre Sparks can he claw back on hard tires with little fuel in the car. Hard tires notoriously much slower than the mediums around this track. Depending on car, of course. But one would have thought that hard tires would not be your second choice around here.
So we've got Hembry and Langeveld about to put a lap on Duggan, who's unfortunately into the wall. He's catching himself out there, unfortunately, on the exit of Arabetta 2. Just needs to look after those tyres now. Back with Langeveld. Let's see if he can challenge Hembry for 4th down the main straight. Just thinking about that Squadra Ghostworks incident, I think probably Jadwat felt he was far enough ahead to take that corner, and I think it just happened so fast. I think it was just the nature of the corner. And just catching out both drivers, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Langeveld's going to take Hembry quite comfortably here.
Langeveld's to 4th position, covers Hembry off as well. And Langeveld's only 7 seconds behind Oliphant. He could challenge for that 3rd position if he can up his pace now for this final 17 laps. But now that he's left Hembry behind, perhaps he can really show his true pace now. Let's see what happens.
Did Gabriel have another little spin or an off somewhere, because it looks as if he's lost another 10 seconds or so?
I think you're right, Kat, because Leslie Oliphant's only 3 seconds behind him. So it's a very good point.
I'm hoping he didn't go and scrape a wall now, because that added damage would make it very interesting now to see whether or not he can keep his nose in front of Leslie. Leslie may have been in the slower car in this race, but his car would still be relatively untouched.
So Langeveld's taken 3/10 of a second out of Oliphant as well. So hopefully we're going to see the car's concertina before the end. It's a bit far-fetched perhaps, but that's what I'm hoping for. The Oliphant's taken 2/10 again out of Rousseau. So Rousseau struggling here.
Yeah, I think the aero, especially the front splitter on that McLaren, has been massively compromised.
You see there, Kat, he had a little moment there, mid-corner. I think you're quite right. And that McLaren is so sensitive error-wise in good condition. So
you can pick it up quite easily. I mean, the moment the front goes, you know that it doesn't have the downforce that it needs.
And of course that leads to increased tire wear, increased tire temperature, and everything that comes with that. Tire wear, obviously. Yeah, 6/10 now to Oliphant. He's lost in the last 1.5 laps or so. So damage limitation here for Rousseau and Squadra Ghost Works.
It wouldn't compromise his straight line speed as much, but the way that he would approach his corners would be massively compromised. So I would think that even if Leslie catch him, he could theoretically still manage to keep his nose in front down the straights. But will he have what it takes to keep that car stable going into the corner with the car sitting in your mirror?
I was mine now, just half a second behind Chris Heineke. That's why flashing his lights. He once passed. I mean, he's closing the gap pretty quickly. Great drive out of that last corner. Will he ever go now, Heineke? Yes, he will, surely. What's he going to do? Fakes left, fakes right, goes left, around the outside. Heineke's going to run in wide. Slight contact. Not too bad, fair enough.
Giving absolutely no quarter.
Fantastic driving.
One of the most encouraging things I've seen over the last 2 seasons is Chris Heineke really coming into his own, mixing it up with the front runners more often than not, and not being afraid to get involved in little scraps like that to keep his nose in front.
Absolutely, and
really tough.
Absolutely, I totally agree with that. And Chris Heineke's work ethic as well is really coming through. Heineke
Exactly.
practices a lot, hundreds of laps for each race, and you can see it paying dividends.
I think it was Gary Player that once said, the more you practice, the luckier you get.
Yep. And Osmar is practicing on getting past Heineke now. And unfortunately, I think Heineke's going to fall prey to him down that long straight. Let's see what happens now. He gets the drive out of the corner. That's what it's all about. Both drivers using a very similar line. And Osmar just hiking the apex a little bit more. Gets better drive that way. And Osmar now will go left, I think. Yes, he will. Pulls out of the slipstream.
Yeah, there's not much you can do in a case like that where the car behind you is that much faster than you in a straight line.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do is be patient now in the corners and apply the pressure as much as you possibly can and trust the process. Hope that the guy in front of you makes the odd mistake here or there that you can capitalize on.
Oh, here comes Heineke. He's trying to fight back. A bit wide there is Heineke. Oh, slight mistake there for Absmeyer.
Oh, there we go.
Here comes Heineke trying to fight back. Absmeyer goes defensive. Heineke would have a better run through this corner using a better line. Trying to get back on the power nose. Heineke. Oh, no, he also makes a slight error.
He caught that.
Yeah, he caught that. That's it. Fantastic to watch. Two drivers on top of their game. And Claessen's now under pressure from recovering Kerry Crawford. This is for 11th position.
Gabriel maintaining that 2.5 seconds to Leslie at the moment. Maybe he's reached a happy medium with what he can and can't do with that car right now. I mean, sometimes it's so difficult to pick up that kind of damage on a car and try and finish a race because you wouldn't have done sufficient laps around the track with a damaged car. You don't know what the car can't do. And it usually takes a couple of laps to do it. And in those couple of laps, you can actually end up putting more damage on the car. Or you can lose a lot of time. You can scrub the tires. You can do things to the car that you shouldn't. Simply because you don't know the characteristics of the car when it's that damaged.
Just so they
takes a few laps to get in a groove.
I saw Crawford there just putting a move there on Quake Claessen through turn 1. Nicely done. Yeah, Crawford's yeah, he's a good 10 seconds away from Werner Henop, but Henop's closing down Lario for 9th position. Oliphant now again closing that gap to Rousseau. .48.9 for Rousseau, 48.5 for Oliphant. So Oliphant 4/10 of a second quicker that last lap.
What was Bashir's lap time that last lap?
He did a 47.6.
So that's essentially almost a second slower, more than a second slower than Bashir.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some serious damage on that car.
And of course, if the front split is damaged, this is affecting the aero through to the rear wing and rear diffuser as well. It could all be upset and affecting that handling of the second Squadron Ghost 6 McLaren.
It affects everything,
Yeah.
from your apex, your brake markers, your turn-in markers. You don't want to push on the tires. You don't want the tires to wear too quickly. You basically need to walk on eggshells with that car. And there, Oliphant is smelling blood. He's even up on his delta now. Yeah, he got a good drive out of that corner. He got a good drive.
Henop's got Lario for 9th position. So what a scrap this is between these two drivers. It's been going on for the last 10 laps or so. And I don't think it's over yet. Especially as that Audi should come back at the McLaren, not down the straight. It's going to be touch and go into turn 1. But McLaren really leaves the Audi behind through that corner, through Bersin. I think Henop's done enough to stay ahead. And now move away from Lario. Mabida leading Smith now. This is for 15th. Peter under serious pressure. Rowan Smith once passed. Ferrand's also with these drivers done well to come back. And he's currently in 18th position between Delport. Behind Delport. So we've got a Porsche and Audi, a McLaren and a Ferrari together. So 6/10 of a second quicker than Oliphant that last lap. So Rousseau starting to adapt nicely, I think, now to whatever is wrong with his car. But Delport's put a move on. Who's that? Smith. Smith's fallen right back. He's lost 2 positions as Smith. So down to 18th he goes. Oh no, we've got race leader Judd Watt coming through, I think it is. No, it's in fact Rousseau.
Things are going to seriously hot up for Bongi here. He's got 3 cars within spitting distance from on his rear. He's on hard tires. This is probably not what he envisioned for himself when he started this race.
Yeah, he must be pushing like crazy. And as you mentioned, that fuel tank's actually in the front of the Porsche, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this will be making a difference to the handling as it empties itself. Oh, who's that gone off? Where's the Delport? Making a wrong turn there, Basine, and another one.
Multiple wrong turns. Wrong turn and wrong turn too.
He needs to just get those tire temperatures down before he starts attacking turn 1. He's got one of the Phantom Coastworks currents to pass him. Put a lap on him.
Oh, and Leslie Oliphant seems to have lost another second there to Gabriel.
A second or 2, yes. He's now 4.3 seconds behind Rousseau. And wow, look at Christopher Langeveld. He's only 2.9 seconds behind Oliphant in 4th position. And he's really coming on strong now, is Langeveld.
The power of consistency.
Of course, Christopher Langeveld giving Bashir Jadwat a hang of a hard time in the Sprint Q series last season to narrowly miss out on the championship. He lose out to Jadwat, and Langeveld really was in form last season. And, looking strong here at Mugello 2. Losing a bit of time to Oliphant there though, 0.3 of a second. And Oliphant's now got traffic. It's in the form of Rowan Smith in the against all odds racing Audi. So Rousseau matching Jadwat that last lap, both on a 47.6, so that's very interesting. Perhaps Jadwat not feeling the need to push so hard with a 34-second lead.
It could be that the time lost by Leslie was not so much because of an error that he made, but more because of traffic.
No, beg your pardon, that
I
was
just
Rousseau's
saw him.
best lap of the race, not his last lap, so that makes sense, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So that wasn't his last lap, that was his best lap of the race, yeah. But
Even with the damaged car?
No, I'm saying that I said that it was his best lap, and it wasn't his last lap, in other words.
Oh, okay.
It's reading my
Leslie did catch some traffic there. I did notice a car with a bit of a blue flag in front of him. And it might just be that Gabriel's extension in front of Leslie has come because of traffic. Bashir approaching Peter Geldnys now.
Of course, if Jadwat keeps going on like this to win the race, he will leave round 2 with a 3-point advantage over Rousseau. Jadwat now come to put a lap behind Hugo de Wit, the Needluck Porsche. And we've got Mabida in front, close together now. Mabida under pressure.
This would have been a crazy energy sapping stint for Bongi. Mentally draining. Not quite.
And Pongi moving side to side. I might be guilty of that a few times in my sim racing career. But Mabida going really exploring the track they had.
Oh wait, I haven't felt that bump before.
Pongi going after that Mugello track guide qualification. And, oh, we got someone off there. Who is that? I think it's one of the squadron at Ghostworks. Is it Gabriel? Yes, Rousseau's off. He's really struggling now in the McLaren. He's down to 4th position as Langevaart sweeps past. So Langevaart up to 3rd. Hanging on to a podium position for now. What can Rousseau do about that? And Langevaart's only 2.9 seconds behind Oliphant 2.
Gabriel needs to be careful here. These tires would be completely shot. I mean, he fought now with a car for almost an entire stint on a little bit of damage. I mean, it was literally as they came out of the pits that they had that incident. And then he must have had another incident somewhere else. So his tires would have been cooked after both those incidents. The car would have had some serious damage on it. And he still has got another 6 laps to go. So, talking about how draining the stint would have been for Bongi, I mean, I can only imagine how heartbreaking this stint would have been for Gabriel.
see now, Langerfeld now is Rousseau's catching up to him at quite a rate. But this will be a big fight now for third position if Rousseau can get to him.
It's not going to be easy though. I mean, that Mercedes is way too quick in the straight line. And Gabriel's cornering ability is compromised in that car.
And these two still going up on it, at it. This battle raging on for a 9th position. And Rousseau 8/10 of a second behind Langerfeld now. Langerfeld's closed the gap to Oliphant, just 2.5 seconds behind Oliphant. So what can Lario do now?
That battle between Christopher Langerfeld and Leslie Oliphant is probably the thing that is keeping Gabriel interested right now. Because that battle could theoretically open a door for Gabriel to reclaim second.
This is the battle between Mabida and Ferrand for 15th. They're right together. We've got 3 battles happening at the same time. I'm going to try and keep tabs of all of them. But back with Rousseau and Langerfeld. And Rousseau's trying desperately to make a move on Langerfeld. Let's see what happens now. We've got the 2 cars ahead of them fighting amongst themselves as well. Lucky that we have these 2 battles so close together. And Rousseau's in the slipstream of the Mercedes-Benz. Look at this. Langerfeld trying to break the toe. Rousseau's gone with him. And ahead of us, Ferrand's doing the same thing to Mabida. So let's see what happens here now. Mabida defends well. Oh, and Rousseau's going to drive the outside. It hasn't worked out for Rousseau.
That man's a freak.
What's going to happen now? Oh, these 2 have come together. Oh, they're both off.
Whoa!
Oh, and Rousseau. Oh, they're going to park next to each other as well.
Oh, Gabriel made it.
Oh, contact. Off goes Gabriel.
No.
He had to have a go. Oh, plenty of action in this round, that's for sure. Unfortunately, I think Rousseau doesn't have enough time to catch back up to Langerfeld. Langerfeld's lost time to Oliphant 2, of course. 5 seconds down on him now. And Laurie and Henop's... Oh, Laurie's got past Henop down the main straight. So, the battle's concluding here at Mugello.
Yeah, I haven't seen Gabriel Rousseau farm so much in a while.
Rousseau's not giving up. He's tracing the gap to Langerfeld again. Under 3 seconds now.
He's probably decided, look, there's 4 laps left. Tires are shot. Last roll of the dice.
Peter's got a run on Smith now. Oh, where's Smith going? And Mabida says, thanks very much, I'm off. Where's he off? Oh, he's actually off. Why did I say that? And Mabida is, yeah, he's fallen behind Smith.
Stop that!
As
Commentators goes.
yeah, as Hanneke puts a lap on Mabida anyway. Put a lap on Smith now too. Smith receiving blue flags all the time, but don't let Mabida through as well. He's done that. Some lack of experience being shown there by Smith. And Mabida says, thanks very much. I'll have that.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So Mabida up to 15th now. And Hembry and Absmeyer now together. What to top things off this evening. So this is for 5th position. And don't go away when the race ends. Let's see if we can get some of the drivers in for a couple of questions, a couple of interviews to get going. I'd love to have Rousseau and Judd Watt together for a chat about what happened.
Do you think that's wise?
We'll find out. Yeah, and maybe from Hinop and Lario too, Mabida, and whoever else is in the thick of the action this evening. Here comes Absmeyer. He's going to run on Hembury. Oh, and Hembury's quite late on the break, so it's Absmeyer around the outside. Oh, big slide there for Absmeyer. He has lost out. He's going to have to try that again. Got the right idea though. We've still got all 21 runners running this evening. That's absolutely fantastic.
That is brilliant.
Considering how frantic Mugello can be. Big slide there for him, Absmeyer.
We definitely had frantic tonight. And they're still, yeah, all of them.
Yeah. So Judd Watt decided the penultimate lap of this Mugello round.
Gabriel made up about a second on Christopher Langeveld. Whether or not he can maintain that now going down the straight, that's going to be tricky. Mark Hennebury losing about 2 seconds to Gabriel in front of him, mainly because of Jason Absmeyer sitting on his bum.
Oh, someone's off here. Someone's gone off. I can hear something in the distance. Don't see any changes on the leaderboard just yet. It's just me. No, it's Smith. Smith's off. I'm not going crazy. So Absmeyer now not quite close enough, is he? It's going to have to be very aggressive. Oh, he is aggressive. Up the inside. Oh, it's going to end in tears.
There we go.
Contact. Wow.
Can anybody hold his cool? Inside line into the corner.
Absmeyer is running with him. Oh, wow.
Can he keep the inside line for the next corner?
What a
No, he
move.
got spared.
Oh, my word. That was amazing. Wow. This is why we do this. And that was incredible driving from both drivers. A lot of respect being shown there. It was hard but fair. And Absmeyer saw an opportunity and he took it, and it was just enough. So Absmeyer up into 5th position now. Race to be scheduled. What started the final lap of this race, and what a race it has been.
This has been very entertaining, up and down the field.
Oh, and Bashir's had a spin. Wow, he's off. This
Really?
Bashir, what? Oh, another half spin there for him. Where's Oliphant? Oliphant's nowhere near him. He's only coming down the main straight now. So Judd Watt's really struggling now. Just needs to focus now and slow right down, get the temperatures down.
It was deliberate, man. He's trying to get that photo finish.
Morris Matt saying, ah, I love this in the YouTube live chat. Absolutely, we're loving it as well, Morris. And Judd Watt very cautious through Arabetta 1, Arabetta 2 as well, well off the power. Not forcing the issue whatsoever.
Yeah, I think those tires are pretty much done right now.
Jadwat now has just got 3 corners remaining. And he will win. Here at Mugello to lead the Drivers' Championship by 3 points. Of course, the West round gets dropped. Of course, we've had 1 round, and Jadwat again takes a 2nd victory for the season. And congratulations to him at Squadra Ghostworks. What a drive! And Leslie Oliphant for a well-deserved 2nd position, just keeping out of trouble, just getting on with things, and picking up the pieces that are given to him. And, well done to him and secured RP Madcap. Christopher Langenfeld will get a well-deserved podium result. Well, great drive there by the Redline Racing driver. And Rousseau, a challenging race for him. Well, he will finish in 4th position. Recovered very well from what happened. And Jason Osmeyer will get completely top 5 for secured RP Madcap. Hembry for Phantom Ghostworks will get 6th. Heineke will get 7th for Phantom Ghostworks. Ria Lamprecht for Rebel Ghostworks will get 8th. Sean Laurier will get 9th. Werner Hinnop will complete the top 10. What a drive by him. Still fighting out with Laurier. Is that Laurier behind him? No, it's Crawford in fact. So this battle's not over yet. Let's see what happens now to the line. Hopefully the serve will hang on for us. Crawford now trying to get the drive. It's Crawford now. I don't think it's just long enough. He's going to try it. He's in the slipstream. Yo, just gets 10th position. Wow, great racing this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. Jadwat, of course, takes the victory. Oliphant 2nd, and Langenfeld completes the podium. And, we're going to see if we can get some interviews going here. So we're going to pop over to the interview room.
Sure.
And, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the interview room. And
hey, Jason.
I think we'll start off with race winner Bashir Jadwat. Bashir, are you there?
How's it, guys? I just got in now.
How's that?
Congratulations. So we are in the interview room on the live stream. And big congratulations to everybody. And well done to you, Bashir Jadwat, for taking the victory here this evening. And how did it go from your perspective?
I had no tires at the end, but the other 49 lefts were fine. I spun twice in the penultimate lap.
Wow.
So I just had to, I sort of nursed it home because my rear left was gone completely. I couldn't put any load on it. As soon as I loaded it up, it was starting to slide. But other than that, the first stint went okay. I don't know whether I squeezed Gabriel or whether he ran wide into me when we passed each other, just coming out the pits.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, it was a good race.
Yeah, we saw you come together with Gabriel. I think it was turn 2. Did it just happen too quickly? Did you think you were far enough ahead, or what?
I thought I left enough room on the inside because I know he takes a much more tighter line than I do, and I carry more speed through the corner. So I assumed that he was going to use the same line. So I don't know if he understeered into me or if he feels I squeezed him, but I felt like I had left enough room there.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'll chat to him afterwards and see what his take is.
Good luck having that conversation.
Looking forward to it. Don't worry.
And coming towards you, Jason Absmeyer, how was your race this evening?
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, no, it was a good race. It's just I lost it. I think lap 10 or 11. But other than that, no, I recovered pretty well. So I'm happy with the result.
Okay, fantastic. And we'll turn to Quay Claessens. Quay, do you fall back to the back of the field after an incident with, I can't remember who it was now. How was your recovery?
Not good. once I went into the pits, I realized that I forgot to put the mediums into my strategy. So the whole race I was running with the same tires, and like a Bash, my tires were dead at the end. So I just lost it from my pit stop.
Okay. Well, it was a good recovery from you, Qued. We were watching you making various passes, and it was a good performance. And then Wesley Ferrant, you had an eventful race in the Ferrari.
Yeah, it's always an eventful race with me, isn't it?
Wasn't going to say that, but yeah, okay.
One of the few
Well, I did
people
say
that I
that.
know of that can actually drive that car. So well done on that.
Yeah, it's there was a bit of a lag spike on the first lap, and there was a car. There was no car, and then all of a sudden there was a car. So that was the start of my horrible evening, so to speak. I spun probably on the third corner, had no rear wing, so I thought, see how much I'll go. I did 3 or 4 laps, and it's just slight warmth in the rear tires with no wing. It's just there's no grip whatsoever. I pitted, missed my pit box, and I forgot to do body repair, so I filled up instead of doing a body repair. So I did a 3-stop. And yeah, it was an interesting drive from there back.
I can only imagine, yeah. Well,
For a lot of people, these 90-minute races are essentially recovery drives. For a lot of people, sometimes from small little spins, sometimes from big incidents. What defines the drivers most during these 90-minute races are your endurance and your willingness to finish. And for that, I need to take my hat off for absolutely everyone concerned. Wesley, Quade, Jason, everyone got involved in a little bit of argy-bargy. Everyone finished, and it actually led to a fantastic race to watch.
absolutely. And turning back to you, Bashir, you and Gabriel sort of opened up quite a big lead to, I think it was Leslie Oliphant in 3rd position. Were you two pushing each other? Were you controlling the race at the start, or how did you approach that?
No, we were flat out. I was flat out from the start. Gabriel just had better pace than me on the first stint. I struggled a bit in the slipstream. So through the corners, I had to drop back a bit, otherwise my back end was coming around. But we were pushing each other lap for lap, giving it everything. I drove flat out from the start to the end. That's why I think my tires were poked at the end. But yeah, it was, except for that incident, I felt it was a good race for us up until that point.
Absolutely, 'cause we
What
saw-
gave you that edge at the pit stop, though?
I think he filled up more fuel because he was running a lot heavier on fuel. We ran completely different setups. His setup doesn't work for me and mine doesn't work for him. So we've got totally different driving styles. But I think I was a bit more efficient on fuel, probably saving a bit from the start. So when I went into the pits, I decreased the fuel load a bit. I think I had to go about 5 or 6 liters less than what I had set it up for, and I'm not sure if he just left it as what he had set up. Yeah, but I don't know. It was very close coming out. I was on his bumper, so I had to have a run in turn 1, otherwise it was going to be
Because there was
over
basically
again.
a 1.5 to 2 seconds gap between you two going into the pits, and then once you came out, you were literally on top of each other.
Yeah, it was 1.4 going into the pit, and yeah, I came out on his bumper. So I think he had longer fuel or more fuel on board. I know from the start of the race he did have a bit more because of, I think, his driving style.
Fantastic.
And Jason, you had a good battle with Mark Hembury. Just to talk us through that battle with him.
Okay, I think I lost you there. Which battle?
With Mark Hembury, you had that move into turn 1 from quite a way back. Did you think did you plan that move, or was it just an impulse sort of out-braking maneuver into turn 1?
Well, I think we may have lost
I think we
Jason.
lost Jason, unfortunately, yeah. But anyway, is there anything else you guys would like to share with the audience for this evening?
No, thanks for the stream. I'm gonna check it out now. Yeah, got a lot of debriefing to do about that incident, but we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. Great, guys. Thank you very much. I think we'll leave it there. And what a fantastic night's worth of racing. And we look very much forward to round 3 next time round. And well, I think we will wrap that up for this evening. Thank you very much, Kat, for joining me in the commentary booth. It was a pleasure.
It's always nice being here. Thanks, Jason.
It's great to have you back. Well, until I think it's in 2 weeks' time for the next GT4 series race. All the best until then. Goodbye.